Old technology. For some reason, Gen Z loves it, and today I'm going to be finding out why.
And you know the vinyl spinning discs that your mom and dad or maybe your grandmother and grandpa used to listen to? It's become a big deal.
Sales this year actually hit their highest level since the mid-'80s.
With records destroying CDs in sales, the return of film cameras, and wired earbuds, it seems like everyone's using outdated technology for no reason. I mean, cell phones can literally do everything these devices can and more. But if there's anyone that's going to find a reason for this Gen Z trend, it's me. Because I am Gen Z, and I bought a film camera and a record player to see if they're actually worth buying in 2025. At the end, I'll tell you why I personally think this tech is coming back. But first, let's talk about film cameras, probably the most famous being Polaroids. Invented in 1948, these cameras weren't made for taking Instagram stories. They were the only cameras available.
That's actually a lie. There were a bunch of other types of cameras available. Anyway, back to the main story.
In 1963, Polaroids were able to take color photos, which opened up a brand new world of possibilities.
That's Polaroids in film. It develops twice as fast now, in just a few minutes.
Polaroids dominated the instant camera industry in the 70s and 80s, but once they hit the 21st century, they encountered some trouble. Basically, they filed for bankruptcy 3 separate times until a Polish billionaire saved them in 2017. Since then, they've made a significant comeback, which raises the question, in a time when you can just whip out your phone and take some decent pictures, why would you need a Polaroid? Well, it's pretty much the same reason every filmmaker on YouTube color grades their videos, because it just looks cooler. While it's hard to explain, the photos and videos taken on a phone camera or even a professional cameras are just a lot more basic compared to actual film. While there's nothing wrong with this, in a time when people are trying to stand out, Polaroid photos are a good way to show how unique and quirky you are. It's almost the imperfections of the photos that almost make them so much more eye-catching to look at. Personally, using a Polaroid camera has been a pretty fun experience. Taking a photo and instantly having it in your hand is a lot different than what I'm used to, and the limited film forces you to think about what you're actually taking a photo of. So actually, let me go and get some photos I took with my Polaroid, and you'll see for yourself if you want one or not, I guess. This is my dog here. This was my first ever Polaroid. I was trying to take a picture of a bee, but it kind of just turned out to be a blurry picture of flowers. I kind of look a little frustrated there because I was trying to take it with one hand, and that didn't really work out for me. It kind of slipped out of my hand. But before you get a Polaroid, there are some things to consider. If you care a lot about the planet and how much waste it produces, this is not the camera for you. Also, this is kind of obvious, but you will have to keep buying film for your camera, or it's pretty much useless. Other than that, it's been a pretty cool experience, and I'm personally looking forward to when I can use this camera in the future, like on vacation or something like that. Anyway, moving on to the next piece of technology that has made an even more astonishing comeback than the film camera, which is the record player. Back in 1948, the first ever vinyl was sold, and that quickly rose in popularity.
Just put on a new stereo record and listen. Music with direction.
Vinyls were the most popular way to listen to music up until 1987 when CDs took over, which makes a lot of sense. It's a lot easier to store CDs, and it's also a lot easier to play them. But unfortunately for the people making CDs, streaming music has become too easy, and that started becoming the main way people listen to music. CDs held on in popularity up until 2022, when something absolutely crazy happened. Vinyl records actually became more popular than CDs for the first time in 35 years. This was apparently due to the appeal of their physical and ritualistic listening experience, the collectible nature of the format, and its unique artistic qualities including cover art and sound. Google AI seriously said it better than I could. With the hype of record players, I recently thought it would be a good idea to start a record collection, and before I share what I think about the return of old tech and why it's happening, I want to give you the scoop on whether it's worth it to buy records in 2025. I only have 4 records so far, but I'm going to be honest, listening to a record player is probably my favorite way to enjoy music. having the physical cover art and manually putting on the records is so much more enjoyable than just searching up what I want to play. You feel a lot more connected to the actual music, and seeing the needle go to the middle of the record when it's done playing is honestly one of my favorite parts of using it. If you're willing to pay for even a few decent records, I think it's 100% worth it to buy a record player. I know even after this video, I'll try and keep collecting records, and I just pre-ordered the new Tame Impala, so I'm pretty much committed to the hobby already. So the real question is, why is Gen Z bringing back this technology? What's up guys, right now I'm in the edit of the video. If you want longer and more in-depth videos, please just subscribe. It's free, it's super easy, and if you don't do it, I really don't understand why. Anyway, back to the video. Well, I think it's because of three main things. I think now our generation more than ever is obsessed with old things. Whether it's vintage clothes or old tech, it seems the more obscure and old something is, the better it is. I think in the past certain items defined time periods, but now everything just seems less colorful and bold. I mean, it's literally a fact that man-made items are lacking more color than they did in the past, which is really obvious if you look at fast food places today versus 30 years ago. What I mean to say is, I think people miss the way things used to look, even if they weren't alive to experience them. With celebrities like Tyler the Creator running around, fans are more willing to buy physical products like vinyls because they're so invested in their work. Even Tyler himself said his fans like physical albums. Heck, he even convinced me to buy one. On the photography side, not only has Lady Gaga been the creative director of Polaroid, but I also guarantee those Life on Film videos have at least convinced one person to buy a disposable camera. I also think that by collecting something like records, you feel like more part of an exclusive community, like you're a true fan compared to some tasteless Joe Schmo that listens to music on their phone. I'm not saying that everyone is like this though, and there's some people that genuinely like collecting records that aren't just trying to be different. I hope to be one of those people, but probably my bank account will say otherwise. So that's why I personally think old technology is making a comeback, but I have one more thing to say. If you made it all the way through this video, it would mean so much to me if you would subscribe. But anyway, that's pretty much it for today. I have brand new videos that I'm cooking up, so thanks for watching.